Okay, now I'm back, and this even starts to get more exciting. You know what? You guys get to stop, and you can come back later and see the rest. I'm going straight through, so I'm getting a little blue. So bear with me here. So we talked about you getting enrolled. We talked about you activated. You understand the activation bonus, right? The 30%. You understand you're getting half of that when you activate someone. You understand you get the other half when that person gets qualified. If you don't understand that, go back and make sure you grasp all of that. All of this starts to build, by the way, very quickly. Now, here you are, again, with the smiley face. Bad smiley face. There's a better smiley face. Now, you started your right leg and you started your left leg, okay? And now your friend here has got somebody else in and they're starting their other leg here. And this friend has activated someone else and he's starting his other leg there, or her other leg there, all right? Now, remember, each of these people is activating, and this is something I want to throw in here. I'm going to send you to the company website, by the way, which is mylifemax.net. In fact, before I forget it, just write it down. mylifemax.net. That has everything that you need there. And they have the company compensation videos. But I got confused watching them a little bit because I'm not from MLM, and everybody that does this stuff just about has experience in MLM. So they kind of speak a little bit of a different language, and I just wanted to slow down and explain things a little more slowly. So when you go to the website of mylifemax.net, click on their compensation videos when I'm all finished here, and then it'll make perfect sense for you, because again, knowledge is power, right? And the more you understand and the more you know, the better you're going to be. And let's face it, I want you to make a lot of money, because you're probably down my line, and the more money you make, the more money I'm going to make. So I wanted to take my time to help you understand as clearly as I understand, and hopefully that will be helpful. Now also, there's a thing there called Quick Start. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but you click on those quick starts, there's a few hours worth of information there that you can study. Again, you're starting a business. So in the first couple of weeks here, make it a point to spend a couple hours a day online on these videos until you understand everything about Mila. Click on what all the doctors have to say. There's a lot of great doctors involved with us now. Listen to what they have to say so you understand all of that. Now, don't you try to be a doctor. You know, Mila's not a medicine. It's not meant to cure anything or treat anything or prevent disease. I had a person ask me, will this help my cancer? No, it's not a medicine. We're not a pharmaceutical here. It's just raw, whole nutrition. But it's the most powerful nutrition in the world. So the more you understand about it, the more you can help people understand. And Quick Start will give you step-by-step how to start your business. So after you've watched my videos, that's a great place to go. The other thing is go to YouTube. I made these videos as well. YouTube.com/ and then my name, Dwight Agnor. D-W-I-G-H-T-A-G-N-O-R. Got that? D-W-I-G-H-T-A-G-N-O-R. YouTube.com/Dwight Agnor. Now, I have a lot of testimonials there from doctors, from top models, from star athletes, and you can click those on. And I made some other videos just casually out by the water. I live right here on the ocean, and you might want to watch those. Again, the more you learn, the better you're going to be. But let's get back to this right now, and how this compensation plan, and you know what? There's 8. This is what I love about this. There's 8 ways to make money in this company. So I'm going through them step by step. The next one is called what we call GVB. That stands for Group, G-R-O-U-P, Volume Bonus. Okay? And that's how we get GVB. Got it? All right. Now, every week, in fact, Eastern Time, at midnight every Saturday night, exactly, on the dot, they add up all the BV on these legs. Okay? And they're never the same. It's always going to be different. And one of them is going to be your lesser leg. You'll have less BV. And one of them will be called your greater leg, because you'll have more BV. Now, when they add that up, what they do, let's suppose that this week you did 2,000 BV on this your left leg. And let's suppose you did 3,000 BV on this your right leg for this week, okay? You also get a 10% of your lesser leg every week of your lesser leg in dollars. So you had 2,000 BV, 10% of 2,000, you're going to get an extra $200 that week. Then they say, okay, we've already paid this out. They deduct that 2,000. So the next week you're starting with 0 here, right? And they deducted 2,000 from here. So next week you're starting with 1,000 on this leg. And that keeps going back and forth. Now, the biggest question I had, and I bet exactly what you're thinking right now, is, wait a minute, why do they pay the lesser leg instead of the greater leg? That's not fair. Well, that's what I thought. Again, I've never been in MLM. So I want to explain that. They don't really explain that on the company website because they figure everyone understands it. But I didn't understand it, so I bet some of you probably don't either. Let me show you something. Okay? Remember, I said to you, if you're here and you've got your people sponsored, and then they sponsor people, and then of course they're going to sponsor people, right? And then they're going to sponsor people. Well, this leg keeps going. Remember, if you're sponsoring somebody new, they go down under here. So here's why. You could just sponsor one person here and one person here, and everybody else is going to do all the work. Well, then nobody really would do any of the work, okay? Because you have to have an incentive to want to have more BV. So, if you paid the greater leg, then some people would just sit there and do absolutely nothing. They would just put one on one side and one on the other side, and they would want everybody else to do all the work. And that doesn't fly, because then nobody would do it, see? So this really does work. And again, the other thing is, do you remember the Rubik's Cubes? This is what I think about. You know, where you had to find the perfect match of the colors in the Rubik's Cube? Well, this compensation plan is kind of like that. You know, many MLMs, I bet you know people who were involved in MLMs and they went out of business because they couldn't pay their compensation. They couldn't pay because they didn't have enough money, and they had bad compensation plans and they weren't balanced. This is a delicate balance, and our company is very, very rich. And there's no debt. Very important for you to know. This company has 0 debt. So there's no problem with getting paid. We get paid every week, by the way. And I've been doing this for 1.5 years, and every single week I get that check. And as I told you, we're making money hand over fist. So there's no fear of the company not having money or being able to pay. But a lot of you probably know people who did not do well with MLMs, and so they're angry at all MLMs. They did not do well usually because the product was no good, so people didn't want their product. And the second reason is they didn't have enough money to start their company properly, and so they could not pay the compensation. This compensation, this company hired the very best people with years and years of experience to make the perfect and balanced compensation plan, and it really works. And as I go further into this, you'll see, don't get hung up about this lesser leg thing. I did for a few weeks, and then I understood that I was being really silly. So don't be silly, relax, there's real reasons for it. I'm going to go on to the next one now called partnership bonus. This is where it really starts to get big. As I told you, it just keeps getting better and better. So you got this, right? The lesser leg, 10% of the lesser leg volume that you get in dollars every single week, okay? All right, we'll be back in just a moment.